Hi everyone, I am back with another video today. So someone requested a video on student life in JIS, so this is my video on that idea. I'm just gonna jump straight into the video, so yeah. So like every other student, we head to school early in the morning. School starts at about 7:25 a.m. I would like to apologize as well for terrible camera angles because I had to be covert as possible so people wouldn't look at me while I was filming my video. um, Here my dad just sends me off to a drop-off zone in our school compound. Um, my dad normally sends me to school because my mom has to go to work early in the morning, so yeah, that's how it goes. And here's my annoying ass brother tying his shoelace because he always gets into the car without his shoes on, because we have to be quick, and now he's being an ass. Don't do that. So I normally just walk down this corridor, this really long corridor, which is heading towards my locker area. On this building is the lecture theater. This is where I study at times. Not even at times. I study all the time. And this is the locker area. It's actually huge, but yeah. And yes, my locker's number 10. Yeah, it's my favorite number. Actually, I don't know what's my favorite number. 7, 10. I don't know. Both of them are favorite numbers. So it's 7:45. I had to tutor time. In our tutor, we're not allowed to play our phones, so it's pretty hard to film things. There are missing parts to this vlog because either I lost the footage, because iPhone's really crap at keeping my stuff. I had some issues with recording things, so I'm sorry for that. So period 1, I have study apparently, so I head off to the LEC, which is the lecture theater, and I just study and do my thing. Sometimes I just hang out with my friends and just mess around. If I have to, I screw it. I spend most of my time just messing around. But I do work obviously. If I have to do work when I need to. So it's period 1. I have media. Sorry, period 2. Period 2. I have media. This is actually one of my favorite subjects because I get to focus on the thing that I really want to do in life, which is filmmaking. And at the same time, I get to learn more about how film media works. Yeah, basically. I don't know if it interests you, but too bad. I like it. You like my Sesame Street hoodie? Yeah, I got it from Uniqlo. Yeah, it's pretty nice as well. Me and my brother and my sister have it. It's really nice, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. Oh yeah, I'd like to mention that I'm the type of student who likes to raise up his hand and speak up, because if you don't speak up, you're basically gonna fail. It represents a rebellious youth.
Yeah, I think that's the key to it. It's just that idea of youth.
How do I say this? It's kind of unexpected to have a zombie attack at the beach, because normally it would be, let's say, in a hospital, in a city. Like in the news, it was in the city, right? But kind of unexpected some way, because plus I'm dismissing those news, so I don't really worry about that. So it's kind of unexpected, but
in a relaxed place, relaxed
Yeah.
turned unrelaxed.
yeah.
Spot on. Yeah, that was the way I read it.
Not necessarily though, but like it's better if you speak up, because you'll get respected by a teacher. Oh yeah, basically like at this part of the lesson, my teacher suddenly pulled up my video that I made in year 12, which is a coursework that I was working on. I'm not sure if any of you remember, but the video was called Killing Days. It was about that zombie film, and we had to rewatch it and then analyze it, which is really bad. Feels like that. I don't know what I was laughing about, but if you think my laugh is ugly, then it is true. Don't just Adam, don't laugh, Adam. So I head off to period 3. No, not period 3. Break. So it's break time. I decided to spend myself some food from the canteen.
Stay in there or not? Also,
Yeah.
you're good?
Yeah,
Treat
I'm good.
yourself, yes? What's wrong with you? You're like a werewolf or something, yeah? Okay?
So in our school, the way food works is buying food works is that we have a student card. Here's one right here. They introduced it back when I was in year 10. That was about 3 years ago. So this card, you just use it to scan, and you buy your food. Your parents or you either top up the card using real money, either at the accounts office, which is in the school, or you can do it online, and that way that's how you get your own food rather than using real money. So here, something happened. My friend, he topped up his card recently, and apparently it's kind of screwed up. So I decided to lunge at him. I bought him one roti because he hasn't eaten anything. So I decided to buy something for him.
Should still have money in my card.
Do you?
Yeah. I refer this to
Yo, lunch you. How much do you want?
this one.
One? Can I have 3 roti? What do you mean? How much did you?
I refilled yesterday 10.
You tell
There was
her.
17 inside yesterday. I used $2. My brother used $2.
Hello.
Which means
Thank
they
you.
are saving money.
Nah, take one. Take one. Just take 2. Based on my opinion, sometimes the food can be really nice. However, sometimes the food can be also really bad. It's that it varies. In my opinion, it's just meh, I guess. So, as the official school filmmaker, I make videos for the school. I'm sure you guys seen a few of my videos that I post on my YouTube. Normally whenever I walk around, I get stopped by one man. He's called Anthony Piper. This man is the head of upper years, so he controls. He's more like he's basically the god. Not yeah. So basically, he's the guy who looks over the upper years from year 10 to 13. So if there's any like important stuff or anything, he talks to you. Yeah. So I recently got selected by him, and there were inspectors coming around the school who were gonna assess and see how good the school is, and he chose me as a representative for year 13 in JIS to have a meeting at lunch later on in the video. Period 3, I had media again, but this is with the other teacher. Obviously, it was a bit harder to film because my teacher is a bit more attentive in this class. I didn't want to get in trouble for recording anything, so I had to be careful, obviously. Oh yeah, you have to be good at English, obviously. I started off in just back in year 7, learning English as a second language, because English wasn't my strong. After I kept learning English and reading English books, now my English is a lot more fluent, and now I'm pretty confident in speaking in English, obviously. Period 4, I have DT. DT is definitely my favorite subject because I get to make a legit product out of anything. Are you making now? So let me tell you what goes on in DT for me in this lesson. So I had to laser cut pieces, wooden pieces, which will turn into my product. I had to glue them together as well, which I did later on in further lessons. But in this time, I was just laser cutting the parts out. Hi sir, Mr. Gila wants me to let you know that I'm using the laser cutter.
Okay, if you want me to check
Yeah.
anything before you go, just give me a shout.
Alright, sure. So I'm gonna be laser cutting some wooden parts for my coursework, and I don't want to burn the school down, so I have to tell my teacher. So in this part, so in this part, I was calling one of my teachers, and had to ask him to make sure that the settings on the laser cutter make sure they're correct. And he was just telling me about about stuff, just stuff. So it's cutting right now. It's cutting the wood using a laser, and that will become my component for my project. And then I had to go. Okay, it was lunchtime. I did mention that had a meeting with the inspector. It was during lunchtime. I was a bit nervous because I didn't know what to expect, because this was my first time getting selected for something a bit major.
Why?
Aku nak biasa macam mana?
You don't need to.
I don't know, it's just I'm not used to this. Okay, this moment I was just waiting for the inspector to come, and I was obviously nervous. And you can see the guy in the suit, and oh crap, he's gonna sit down. I'm that type of person who can stutter if I'm nervous.
Good. Okay. What about you?
Media studies.
Why?
It involves us in making films and videos. I currently make the videos for the school.
Yeah.
So I represent the school as a student.
Right.
So I kind of have a voice in it.
Right.
So therefore, I'm using media studies to build my experience in filming.
You enjoy that?
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
We just made our new school aid video.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Right. What about your favourite subject?
Mine was math.
Why?
Thankfully, I did not stutter because I was thinking of what to say before he asked me questions. No. During lunchtime, I normally eat with my friends and walk together to V Block and pray. In this video, it was an exception that I had a meeting with the inspectors, so I was walking alone. I'm such a loner. So my meeting just ended, and it went well. It was a bit I was a bit nervous, but it was really funny as well. Yeah, it's interesting. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to V Block, which is the Ugama block. That's where the surau is, and I'm gonna go pray Zuhur first, which is the most important thing to do during lunch for me. Now going to my lesson. So as you walk towards V Block, you can see the sports complex, which is a new building that was opened last year, and it's one of the biggest buildings in the school. Period 5, I have DT again. I asked him to make sure everything's autofocus as well. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna hop in again and see if there's anyone there.
Mrs. Gillam's in T5, so if you
Should
can whiz
we
over
find
there
it?
now.
Yes, I'm back in the laser cutter room, so it's gonna be the same for the next hour. Period 6, I have PE. Period 6, PE. We're gonna be having dodgeball today. And if you guys hear people saying, "Oh, are you Halim? His name, the guy. Are you okay?" They were asking if he was okay. The concept of our school, not the concept, it's like the community in our school is people are really caring for each other. So if anything happens to someone, people obviously would care for you and ask you. They wouldn't really talk really crap. They wouldn't really be mean to you. They would actually help you, even no matter who you are, you know. So the community in our school is really nice. Everyone's really nice. So at this time, 3 p.m., I have three choices on what to do with my time. Number one, I either go home and sleep or rest. Number two, I go to a building called the ELC, which is this building.
Do you like that video?
The school aims?
Yeah.
How was it?
We had 2 weeks ago we had the pre-inspection meeting, all this stuff,
I see.
and Mr. Santo played it, and
Oh,
it was
really?
cool.
Good.
Very cool.
Yeah. I utilized the drone shot from one of the videos the school made. I just made use of my clips and
It's nice. Really impressive.
Number three, I hang out with my friends or do training with any sport, or I just do any type of sport after school. So in this video particularly, I was playing football. I have football training now after school for football. Class football.
Like missing analyzing text through modern time.
So this is football training for me after school. It depends on what you do as a student in school. If you do more, you tend to have a lot more events in school. That concludes my life as a student at JIS.